Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day, and as you can tell, I'm not in the greatest state. I do not have the virus, don't worry about that. I just have the regular seasonal flu, so yeah, and I'm kind of losing my voice, so I don't know if it might be a mix of a lot of things. Everybody in my family has it, and they had it. They don't anymore, and I'm the last one who has it, and I don't have any other symptoms of the actual virus that is going on. So don't worry about that. My voice sounds a little bit weird, but I wanted to do a video anyways, but I'm just going to do a tag because it's easier and it might take not as long to do than a normal video. I will be doing the habits reader tag. I saw that on Ariel Bissett's channel. She didn't put any original video down in her description, so I'm guessing that she's the original creator. I don't really know, but let's just get on with the questions. Number 1, do you have a certain place at home for reading? I don't have a certain place except for my bed, but it's mostly at night. So if I read during the day, I will mostly read wherever I end up. So sometimes I will read on the couch, sometimes I will even read just at the dining table, sitting straight. I don't have a preference. I don't know. Question number 2, bookmark or random piece of paper? For me, it is a bookmark. Obviously, I have many bookmarks. As you can see, I like to keep them, have a little collection. Yeah, I do have some favorites, which I will show you. So a few of the ones that I use most is I have a Harry Potter one, which is pretty basic, just the 4 houses. I have 3 like this that are from the library where I used to work. At my bookstore, they used to give those for free for people who, if you buy a book, you get a bookmark for free. So there were always these little bookmarks, and I just really liked those. There were too many, so I just chose the one I liked most. And yeah, most of them had also the calendar behind, so that was really nice. Yeah, and each has a season. So this one was for spring, and these 2 were for Christmas. So I usually only use them for their season, or if the book matches the color of the bookmark. I also have these ones from Bookishly. I subscribe to their monthly book thing, and there always was a bookmark with it, and I really like them, and they're just really more rigid. I don't know if that's how you call that, but they are stronger than basic bookmarks, which I really like, because some basic bookmarks that I have here, some I've really started to just, they're falling out. I really like this one, but it's getting weaker and weaker, and I don't like that. Question number 3, can you stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? If I absolutely have to stop, I will stop. But I will do everything that I can to stop reading after a chapter ends. Or else you just pick up where you left off, and you're in the middle of a sentence, the middle of a chapter, and sometimes I just don't remember what happened. And when you start a new chapter, if you didn't remember, you can just pick up where you left off with the new chapter, and it kind of reminds you what happened. So let's say I'm currently reading Their Fractured Light by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is the 3rd book in the These Broken Stars trilogy, and last night I stopped at chapter 3. Well, I am up to chapter 3, but I couldn't stop like right here in the middle, because if I take it after, I just don't remember where I'm at, and I don't remember who's talking, so that's a big no-no. So yeah. Question number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? I think that I will drink but not eat, because I do read with both my hands. So if I'm eating, it has to be something that doesn't get on my fingers. So like grapes or I don't know what. But if I eat something like biscuits or chips, it's just gonna be a huge mess and I don't want that. So I will mostly drink something more than eat. Question number 5, multitasking, music or TV while reading? Never. I never do that. I cannot read while the TV is on. My brain just stops functioning. And music, it has to be without lyrics. Because if there are lyrics, I will start to listen to the lyrics and then I can't read, and it's a whole thing. So I usually read without any sound at all. Question number 6, one book at a time or several at once? I used to do several books at once, but it just was way too difficult to follow. And I just never knew which book to take because I wanted to read them all. So it was just really, really complicated for absolutely no reason. So now I mostly read one book at a time. If I read more than one book at a time, it will be a different, completely type of book. So I used to do one novel and one graphic novel at the same time, and that was fine because they were completely different books. But I usually don't read many books at a time because it's way too complicated. Question number 7, reading at home or everywhere? I do like reading at home, but I don't have enough, well, now we do, but I used to not have a lot of time to read at home, so I would use every time that I had outside of home to read. So public transportation, while I'm walking somewhere, while I'm waiting for something or someone, I would always try to read a little bit between those times. And it's always good time because when you're in public transportation, most people will listen to music or you're just wait and you can use that time to actually read. Not a lot of people think about those time lapse where in between stuff that you do, but it's like it ends up being a lot of time in your day. Question number 8, reading out loud or silently in your head? I don't know how people do that, but I don't read out loud. It would be very weird for my parents and my sister to hear me read, but also I don't understand how that would actually help me read. Like, I read in my head and I don't, because reading out loud, first of all, is so slower than reading in your head. So I don't know how that would go. I would take such a long time to actually finish a book, I think. And I just don't. You would have to be always alone to read out loud a book, but you'd actually have to always be at your house, but I don't know. Question number 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? Okay, I don't skip pages, but I will skip sentences or maybe a couple of paragraphs if there is something huge that I know will happen. But I will read ahead and then reread to see if I missed something. So it's basically pointless, but I just am so excited to see and so curious to know what will happen, so that I read it ahead of time, but then I just go back to read the whole thing. So I don't skip actually, because I read it all, but just after knowing what happened. Question number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new? I don't know what that means. Like, with this book, the spine is very, very new, but when I read it like that. But I don't think I'm breaking the spine, but I don't wish to like break it so that it's unbreakable and that there's a huge gap here. So I don't know how to answer that question. If it's already broken, I will read it like normally, but this one, like if I'm up here, I will read it like this, but I won't like break it because it's ugly. At the ending, you have like a huge white mark here. So I don't break them. Finally, question number 11. Do you write in your books? Never. I never ever write in my books. I cannot do that. I feel like it's an offense of some sort to the author who wrote the book. The only time I ever wrote in a book was when I was starting to read in English and I didn't understand all the words. If there were words that I didn't understand in a certain book, I did that in only one book, and I would underline the word, I would search it, and I would write in the margin what it would mean in my mother tongue, which is French. I have done that once in my life and I will never do that again, because when I reread that book, I hate myself. So, and I don't want to use an eraser to erase everything because the pages are so thin that I don't want to like just take off a page. Like just, yeah. So that was it, guys. I really hope you enjoy. I hope you are safe. I hope you take care of yourself. Stay isolated wherever you are, okay? Because there are some countries where it's more dangerous, some country where it's less dangerous. Whoever you are listening to, don't listen to certain people. Listen to the scientists, the doctors, people with professional expertise on the matter of that we are dealing right now, and just, you know, stay safe. I already said that. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, take care of your family, grandparents, people in danger, take care of them. Well, not take care of them, but like be aware that there are people in greater need than yours, probably. And yeah, I will hopefully see you guys next week with a regular voice. Goodbye.